going on, guys? Apparently, it's racist to be on time now. Expecting people to be on time is part of the white supremacy culture. Duke Medical School claims, guys, all these universities, medical, all of them are straight propaganda now. It's absolutely insane. So being on time for your job is now apparently a white supremacy thing. I guess this is an excuse so you can be late for work. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight and a lot of different subjects. I want to start off with Sean Strickland. We did a video the other day about him beating up a Navy SEAL. Well, he has not stopped. Sean Strickland has a deep-seated hatred for Navy SEALs. He's specifically been targeting David Goggins. He wants a piece of David Goggins very bad. He actually just posted this actually, let me show you the clip when he beat up the Navy SEAL. He asked this Navy SEAL, Mitch, what he thought about Goggins. Check it out.
Hey, how do you feel about David Goggins, bro? I can't stand that.
I like him.
Oh, I can't stand that guy, dude.
So he says he can't stand him, right? Now, David Goggins responds to Sean Strickland with this video here.
For a couple of years, I had a great idea, and it took a while to get this waiver together. So you guys have to sign a waiver before this camp. So I have 2 camps coming up, but I won't worry about the second camp. The first camp is for all you out there that think I'm some big fake, some big phony who's not out here putting in the grind, who's hating on me, all this stuff, who thinks it's just a 1-minute video, I'm running, stopping, going back home. Look, it's a 3 or 4 day camp, and it's gonna be full of, running, rucking, swimming, weights, calisthenics, pull-ups, push-ups, a lot of different shit, all right? So all you out there who have run your mouth, make sure you tag those motherfuckers now. I know that you know them. Tag.
Yeah, so he specifically called out Strickland, wanting him to take him to like some kind of workout camp or what have you. Sorry, not meaning to show that yet. Anyway, this is the thing, man. Sean Strickland posted this video yesterday talking back to this video.
I heard you want a piece. Challenge accepted. Just so you know, man, the only thing you ever beat me at in life is fucking running. But guess what? I don't have to fucking run. You run from me.
So he's wanting straight out fighting. He doesn't want to do the running or anything like that. He posted in this comment, said someone said challenge should consist of Navy SEAL training and sparring session. Loser carry the boats and the logs, because that's a saying that David Goggins uses a lot. And Strickland responds back, if I get to spar at some point, I'll carry a boat. But without some form of violence, that's a no-go. I really don't understand, man. Look, you can dislike whoever you want. It's a free country. I just don't understand why Sean Strickland wastes so much effort on David Goggins. What is his problem with David Goggins? David Goggins is very successful, multimillionaire. He's created a brand image. Now, David Goggins is apolitical, though. He does not get into politics. And I actually saw one of his posts he made, and he could have took a stand, but he bent the knee to the woke mob that was commenting in his post, which I didn't like. Don't back down. But obviously he's got a brand image. He don't want to lose followers. He's trying to get everybody or what have you. But I think that Sean Strickland has some type of envy. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know why you would spend so much effort on this. Typically, 2 things happen with a person, right? Now, either someone that is successful motivates you to better your position. You don't have to reach their level of success to be successful, but use other people's success to motivate you to be the best version of yourself. There's also another thing that people do, that they try to find a way to bring that person down to their level or below them. And my advice, if you feel that hatred for someone, you may need to take a look in the mirror and say, man, is it envy? Am I envious? Because if you focus on yourself, you'll be much happier. You know what I'm saying? But people do this all the time. I see it more and more in today's era because of social media. People are flexing, showing their Lamborghinis and whatnot, and people get upset and envious, but it's a waste of time. It's not good. Bringing someone down to your position is not going to. Like Sean Strickland, if it was me, I would not even waste my time with this. I would train, be a world champion, stay a world champion, what have you. MMA, your time in MMA success is so short because dudes are coming out of freaking everywhere that are good. So I wouldn't even waste my time. But anyway, yeah, someone says if you're focusing on someone else, you're lacking there yourself. And that's actually true. There you go. I definitely believe that. Now, let's turn to some global news. I just wanted to talk about that because we showed the Strickland video the other day. But the U.S. apparently is set to tell Zelensky that Ukraine is too corrupt to join NATO. Now, they're not too corrupt to send them billions of dollars of taxpayer money. Make it make sense for me, man. Make it make sense. I don't understand this. So they're too corrupt to join NATO, and that's a big reason why Putin said he was there, right? So what they said was a lie is not a lie because even NATO won't accept them. Poland said they would not accept them, especially while they're in combat with Russia, obviously, because that would thrust all NATO countries into world war. But you got to back up a step because the plan could be for this election, World War III, because Poland is now saying we must prepare for military full-scale conflict. This is coming from their army chief. So they're saying they don't want Ukraine to join NATO because it would thrust us into war, but they're talking about amping up for war. So what is it? And this is where we kind of go along the lines of there's so many contingency plans for this election cycle. America being what it is, you have to understand this is so much riding on just us average Americans' lives for who wins this election. Because if Joe Biden doesn't win, or whoever the Democrat nominee is doesn't win, a lot of things will change on a global scale, right? And to be honest, they really do want Joe Biden gone. I mean, George Clooney has told him to sit down, and this comes after he just did a $30 million fundraiser 2 weeks ago. George Clooney's now talking. Who cares about what freak George Clooney has to say? But anyway, he's saying for him to step down as well after he just did a $30 million fundraiser. So, but then you see this. Joe Biden has turned into Donald Trump. Man, they really hate this man. The DNC is completely turned on this man. I love it, to be honest with you. I love it. I love the inner fighting amongst that. And they're completely falling apart. The Democrat Party is literally falling apart over this. Listen to Joy Reid, what she has to say. She's actually calling this a party civil war.
All of that happened this weekend. But please, privileged, rich, white elected Democrats, you just keep publicly defenestrating your party leader and president to feed the media thirst for Democrats in disarray stories because you're scared for your own seats and apparently don't know how to campaign on a surging economy, high-tech jobs, and $35 insulin. I mean, you're the most important thing here, right? You and your donors, of course, not the actual voters in your party base who can't afford to see prices double on everything they buy due to Trump's China tariffs and who would be the first ones fired from their federal civil service jobs under Project 2025 or shot in the streets by Trump's stormtroopers if they protest.
Stormtroopers in the streets. Come on. But you see her attacking the rich white elites and the governors that are going to lose their job when they're voted out, because whenever people vote straight party ticket, they're gone. When they go vote Republican president, they're going to vote straight party ticket, all of them. It's going to be a house cleaning, right? And she's saying that, oh, you can't win the election by your economy. The economy's in the freaking pooper. What are you talking about? These people are so bizarre. But again, they have contingency after contingency plan. Today, Chuck Schumer has announced a plan to advance legislation to strip Donald Trump of immunity granted by the Supreme Court back on July 1st. So they are going to have tons of contingency plans for this election. You better believe it. Now, it's looking very reminiscent of 2020 because we have the fringe groups that are back. You remember all the protesting? INFAC was out there in the streets with Grandmaster Jad, did tons of videos on those guys. They were Black Hebrew Israelites, by the way. Grandmaster Jad, all those guys. You had Proud Boys. You had all these different groups. Now they're back out in the streets. So the Patriot Front group went marching through Nashville, Tennessee the other day. And, you know, you would think the feds would change their uniform. Like, this is exactly what FBI wears. It's crazy. The other thing is mask. I'm always suspicious that people would mask. And this is the thing. Maybe not every single one of these people are feds in this group, but I can assure you there's plenty of them in there. There's plenty of them in there. And these guys are rolling around in Nashville. I don't even know what they do. They go around carrying flags. I don't even really know what the purpose of this is. I could be wrong. Maybe you should enlighten me if you know more about this group. I've looked at their website and such. But, you know, it's it seems like a multi-level marketing scheme to me, like a way to make money because you have to pay membership fees and such. But it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, they're back in the streets. Obviously, they're being funded by someone, right? And INFAC was funded heavily by someone. Could it be some kind of subsidiary government shell company that are funding these groups? As we're moving into election, they're coming back out. Then we had the Black Hebrew Israelites marching in New Orleans in response to the Patriot Front marching. Very reminiscent. Someone said George Soros. Absolutely. George Soros had ties from someone that worked for him. I remember in 2020 of these U-Haul trucks with signs, Molotov cocktails, bricks. Again, it makes one think, are these groups government funded by some shell company to push civil unrest? A lot of people forget in 2020 the civil unrest that was happening. But it was almost civil war in the streets. I mean, people were carrying around firearms, shooting each other, and along with what's going on now, they're talking about another possible lockdown because of the bird flu. All of these things are happening very, very reminiscent of 2020. It's crazy. They're using the same playbook. Now there's ballot stations you can go turn in your ballots to. All these things are reminiscent of 2020. I think that people are underestimating the amount of contingency plans these overlords have in place. I really do, because there's, when we talk about all the time, I say PACE plan, which is a 4-tier plan system for the military in case something goes wrong. These folks have way more than that, I can assure you. And I think as we come closer to election, you're going to see more of that. You're seeing the Democrat Party being split because they want Joe Biden out. You have a few people, but if Joe Biden stays, their contingency plans will have to come to play because Trump is winning hand over fist, man. Pretty much everywhere, even in swing states. So they're going to have to pull out all the stops this time to try to get it, right? But I would say with that, obviously be prepared. Understand that we are in a collapsing society. It just is what it is. You know, a lot of people will say various things about what's going on. The fact of the matter is that this civilization will end. It will. There's no question if, but when. And if you're a Bible believer, you know evil is going to take over a lot here on earth because that's the way that this is written. But the fact of the matter is what can you do as an individual person to stay ahead of this? That's how you have to look. Stay connected, have a network, have all of your beans, bullets, and Band-Aids, and just be as prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, as emotionally as you can, because that's how it's going to be. I don't believe a lot of people think that this has been going on for 4 years, that all the country's going to hell. Because the things that people say about the American government now, they weren't saying that during Donald Trump. But the fact of the matter is this has been going on the whole time. This has been going on for 40, 50, 60 years. Okay? So this didn't just start overnight. They didn't take over college universities and indoctrinating these kids now. They've been doing that junk for decades. And what you're saying is the culminating result. If you ever listen to Yuri Bezmenov, he talks about this plan of this takeover of this country, detail by detail, and exactly what he says is exactly what's happening. So you can't think that this has just happened because Joe Biden became president. Joe Biden is weakened at Bernie's. He's not even, he can barely talk. He can't walk up a flight of stairs. He's not doing this. So find like-minded people. Be prepared, be equipped. Now, I do have a special, guys, for you. One of our subscribers, Barry, I've corresponded with him over the years, good friend of the channel. He has donated a mask for a customer of ours, a very nice gas mask. This is a MIRA CM7M. This is an expensive mask. This is the split eyes here. Has the canteen with a filter straw here. You can run nods with this. It's good for aiming and all that sort of stuff with a rifle and such. So what we're going to do is we're going to give, and it comes with a filter as well. We're going to give this away to one of the customers that buys one of our Commando survival kits. Until Friday, you have the opportunity to possibly get this mask. It will just ship with your product, so it's not going to be like a giveaway where we announce it. It will just come with your Commando survival kit. If you are the one selected, it's going to be selected at random. And just to make things cooler, another individual will get one of our distress caps in camo. This is the only one that exists, so you'll be the very cool guy because you have the only camo distress flag hat that exists. And then we'll also give one other individual. So 3 people out of the group that gets a Commando survival kit will get something free. Someone will get one of our pack knives. So buy one of our Commando survival kits, and you have the option, the possibility to win the CM7M mask, a knife, or a hat. And thank you, Barry, for doing that for our customers. Barry's been a loyal customer to us over the years, and he wanted to share something with the customers. So anyway, guys, I do appreciate you hanging out again. We only have 1 mask, 1 knife, and 1 hat. So 3 lucky people will get that in their kit. But thanks so much for hanging out. I wanted to share this because, man, it's reminiscent of 2020. Exactly the same things happening again. It's like they think we're dumb. And I think probably a lot of Americans are. They probably forgot what happened. Only this time I think it's going to be worse. Especially how you have Joy Reid already painting the picture. Oh, you're going to have the MAGA shock troops in the streets. That sounds like Fed Up, doesn't it? Like J6 type stuff. Because the ultimate goal, lock you down, take your firearms, do all those sort of things. Anyway, guys, remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.